Chinedu stepped off the plane and shivered. The air in Canada was very cold, much colder than anything he had ever felt in Nigeria. He wrapped his thin jacket tightly and looked around the airport, thinking about his mother, his younger brother Junior, and his two sisters waiting back in Enugu. He had promised them he would work hard and send money home. He arrived at a small share apartment with other Nigerians. The place was cramped, with three people in one room, but Chinedu did not mind. He just wanted a job quickly so he could start sending money back home. Every night, he prayed that his family would be proud of him. Back in Enugu, his mother told everyone in church that her son was in Canada. My Chinedu is a hero, she said, raising her hand. He's sending money back from abroad. People clapped and praised her, but nobody asked how Chinedu was doing. Chinedu found his first job in a frozen warehouse packaging boxes. The pay was little and the work was very hard. He had to stand all day in the cold, lifting heavy packages with frozen hands. His boots were too small and his gloves had holes, but he did not complain. Every 2 weeks, Chinedu sent money home. He sent almost everything he earned, keeping just a little for food and transport. He started skipping lunch to save more. His body became thinner, but he smiled when he saw his mother thank you messages. God bless you, my son, she would say. At night, he spoke to his friend Jonah. My back hurt, Chinedu said. Sometimes I can feel my fingers. Jonah looked at him with worry. You need to rest sometimes, Jonah warned. Chinedu laughed weakly. Rest is for later. Now I must work. At home in Enugu, Chinedu's family was proud. His mother wore new lace dresses to church. His sisters got phones and fancy sandals. Junior started attending a better school. Everyone said, that boy in Canada is doing well. But each time they needed something, they would call Chinedu. We need money for Auntie Grace's hospital. His mother said, Junior need news books. We have a burial to attend. Chinedu always said yes, even when he had nothing left. He never heard anyone ask him, are you eating well, or do you have a coat for the snow? All they saw was the money he sent to them. To them, he was a machine. To Chinedu, he was just a young man with dreams. Winter came hard, the snow fell without end, and the cold entered even thin jacket. Chinedu worked night shift now. He had two jobs, one during the day and another at night. Sometimes he slept just 2 hours before going back to work. One night, Chinedu's leg shook while standing. His stomach growled loudly. He did not eat in 2 days. He leaned against the wall of a warehouse and closed his eyes, whispering, just let me rest a little bit. Jonah saw him and rushed over. Chinedu, you need to stop this. You are killing yourself. But Chinedu smiled faintly. If I stop, who will take care of them back home? His voice was weak, but his heart was full of love. Chinedu sent home a little less money that month. He had used some to buy food and painkillers. His mother called him angrily. Why is it less? Junior has school fees due. Chinedu tried to explain. Mama, I have been sick. I could not work some days. But she did not listen. So you are now selfish. After all we have done for you? Chinedu was silent. The pain in his chest was stronger than the cold. The phone call ended without a goodbye. He sat on his bed, head on his hands. Maybe I'm not doing enough, he thought. He wiped his tears and got up to go for his night job. His feet were swollen, but he forced them into his boot. Jonah watched Chinedu grow weaker. My brother, he said one day, you are not well. Let me take you to the hospital. Chinedu shook his head. I can't afford to miss work. They need me. You need you too, Jonah said. placing a hand on his friend's shoulder. If you break, who will help them? Chinedu forced a smile. They will understand. I just need to push a little bit more. Jonah sighed. One day, it might be too late, but Chinedu was already trying his shoes for work, coughing as he stood up. He had no more strength for argument. That night, the snowstorm was heavy. Workers were told to go home early. Chinedu had no gloves, and his coat was too thin, but he still tried to work to his next shift. Jonah begged him not to go, but he insisted. On the way, the wind pushed hard against his chest. He slipped once, falling into the snow. He tried to get up but could not feel his leg. His vision blurred, and the night turned black. He lay there, half covered in snow. A soft tear ran down his cheek. Mama, I try, he whispered before everything went silent. The next morning, Jonah found Chinedu's lifeless body in the alley near the warehouse. His skin was pale, lips frozen blue. Jonah broke down and cried beside his friend's body. He called Chinedu's mother in Nigeria. She picked up and said, "Hello?" Jonah spoke through tears. "Mama, I have bad news. Chinedu is gone. He died last night from cold and exhaustion." There was a pause. Then her voice came, dry and sharp. "So who will now pay for junior school's fees?" Jonah froze shocked. "He died, Mama," he said. "Your son died alone." But the line has already gone silent. Jonah helped arrange a small funeral in Canada. Only a few friends from work came. There was no family, no mother, no brother, no sisters, just snow and silence. Chinedu was buried in a plain wooden box with his name carved on it. As the priest said a few words, Jonah's eyes filled with tears. "He was a good man," he whispered. "He gave everything he had." Nobody from Enugu called to ask how or when he died. They only asked about the money he left behind. Jonah sent Chinedu's belongings to Nigeria: a jacket, old boots, and a few coins. Nobody thanked him. Nobody cried. Only Jonah cried. Chinedu had died as he lived alone in service to a family that never asked if he was okay. In Enugu, things did not stop. Chinedu's mother called her cousin. "Tell your husband to help us now. We have lost our breadwinner," she said. She did not speak of the son she had lost, only of the help she now needed. Junior was quiet. He sat outside, holding Chinedu's old photo. He remembered the time Chinedu carried him on his back when he was sick. "Brother was kind," he whispered, but no one listened to him. Life moved on. The house needed money, and his mother was already thinking of who else could go abroad next. "Maybe Onyeka can apply for visa," she said. "Someone must take over where Chinedu stopped." One day, Jonah received a letter from Chinedu. It had arrived late after his death. The envelope was weak and stained. Inside was a note in shaky handwriting. "If you ever read this, it means I did not make it. Please, don't hate my family. I did it all for them." Jonah read it over and over. His heart broke again. He thought of all the times Chinedu smiled through pain. He remembered the laughter they shared over cups of cheap tea in the freezing cold. He folded the letter carefully and put it in a small box with Chinedu's gloves and scarf. "I will not forget you," he said, "even if they do." Chinedu's room in the shared apartment was still empty. No one wanted to take it. "That room is full of sadness," one man said. "His spirit is still there." Jonah would sometimes go in and sit quietly. He would look at Chinedu's small Bible, the notebook where he listed what he sent home each month, and the calendar with crossed-out dates. The room was silent but full of story. One evening, Jonah left a candle burning in the room. "You gave so much," he whispered. I wish someone had given something back. Jonah called Chinedu's family again. He spoke to the younger sister this time. I want to talk about what happened, he said gently. About how Chinedu died. She replied, we are still recovering. This is hard for us. Jonah felt pain rise in his chest. Do you even know what he went through? He asked. But she just said, we thank him, but life must go on. Jonah ended the call and sat in silence for a long time. He made a decision. He would do something in Chinedu's name, something that showed the world who he really was, not just a money sender, but a human being with love, dream, and pain. Jonah created a blog called The Heart of Chinedu. He shares small stories about his friend, how he worked, how he cared, how he suffered in silence. He posts pictures of their meals, the snowstorms, and the little joy they share. At first, only a few people read it, but slowly the blog spread. People left comments. Some said, I also lost someone who worked abroad. Others wrote, thank you for sharing his story. He matters. Jonah smiled. You will not be forgotten, my brother, he whispered to the wind. Soon, people from Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya began writing to Jonah. They told him stories about the brothers, sisters, and cousins working abroad. Many had died young. Many had tried in silence. One woman wrote, my son worked in London for 6 years. When he died, we only found out 2 weeks later. I feel so guilty. Another said, my brother also sent us everything. I never thought to ask if he was okay. Jonah read each message with tears in his eyes. There are so many Chinedus out there, he said. Too many. Back in Enugu, Junior read the blog. A friend has shown him. He stared at the screen in shock. There were photos of Chinedu's cracked hand, his old boots, his share room. It did not look like the Canada they imagined. He read the line. He skipped meal to send money. He froze alone to keep others warm. Junior cried for the first time. I did not know, he whispered. I never even asked if he was okay. He showed the blog to his mother. She glanced at it but did not finish reading. What do you use now? She said. Crying won't bring him back. Junior began asking questions. Mama, did you ever ask Chinedu how he was? She replied, he was fine. He never complained. But did you ask? He insisted. She grew quiet. The truth sat heavily in the room. Nobody had truly cared for Chinedu's heart. Only his money. The walls were painted with his sacrifice, but no one had noticed. Junior had his brother's old photo and whispered, I am sorry. It was late, but his heart was finally waking up. The pastor at church continued to praise the family. Their son died working abroad. What a strong boy, he said. The congregation clapped, but Junior felt sick. He stood up and spoke. Please don't clap. My brother died in pain. He was alone and cold. And we never asked him if he was okay. The room went silent. His mother pulled him down angrily, but the truth was out, and some people in the church began to think deeply. Maybe, just maybe, they had been wrong too. Jonah was invited to speak on a local radio show. He told Chinedu's story to the world. He ended by saying, sending money is not love. Ask how they are. Listen, care before it's too late. People call in, crying. Some ask, how can we help other migrant workers? Others promised to call their family abroad more often. Chinedu's name was now opening heart. His pain was becoming purpose. Jonah used donations from the blog to start the Chinedu Memorial Scholarship. It helped children in Enugu pay school fees. If he died to support children, Jonah said, let children live because of him. Junior became the first to help with the fund. He gave his pocket money and helped organize a community event to raise more funds. For the first time, Chinedu's death began to bring life. Moral lesson. Never take silent sacrifice for granted. Behind every act of giving may lie a voice unheard, a pain unseen, and a heart that simply longs to be asked, "Are you okay?" Love is not measured by what someone sends, it is measured by how much we care in return. This story reminds us that appreciation must go beyond word and money. True love is shown in concern, in question asked, in care returned. Let us not wait until it is too late to value the humanity behind the help we receive. Thanks for watching. Please help us reach more people by liking, commenting, and sharing our story. Thank you.